Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a fun alocasia video for you. I am going to be upsizing my Alocasia Venom, which is right here beside me. And then I also am going to be potting up 2 alocasias that need to be put into their substrate. And then I also think I have a few corms that I want to go ahead and take care of and get potted up. So I'm really looking forward to today's video, especially the Venom here beside me, because it's something that I've been meaning to do and she is growing like crazy. Let me go ahead and show you her. So this here was the newest leaf, this one here, and I feel like it's developed some more characteristics, like it's gotten more pointy up top, but then it recently put out this leaf, which I didn't even know it was doing another leaf back here. This alocasia has definitely become one of my favorites lately. I just feel like I love the overall shape of it. I love the color. It honestly has been so easy, and it's time for an upsize. I've had this one in a little self-watering container, and yeah, it definitely needs a repot for sure. So I have a container for it. And I may look for a few more corms. So last time I checked for corms for the first time, I found 4, and 2 of the 4 actually just sprouted. And I think I'll go ahead and take care of those with you since we're gonna be repotting mother plant. You've got to be kidding me. There is another new leaf coming. What the heck? Do you see right there? This thing is so happy. I'm worried, do I just need to let her be root bound? But you can see how rooted she is, right? Like, look at that. She is drying pretty quickly. The reservoir is completely empty. Oh my gosh, look at all the springtails in there. Do you see the springtails? All those little bugs. I don't know if you can make them out. They're harmless, they're beneficial. That's funny. But yeah, she is growing like crazy. Such a happy alocasia. She lives in my cabinet, actually right there, so she gets pretty ideal conditions. And the pot that I chose for her is going to be this here. This is probably, I would say probably a 2-inch upsize from what she's currently sitting in. And I like that this one's a bit taller, whereas this was a little bit more shallow. So that's what we're gonna do with her. This one does not use a wick, and this one was using a wick. But she's been in that self-watering pot for a while, so I feel like she could use a little bit of an upsize for me. And this one looks like that. This is the Amazon brand. So I'm excited to get her in her new pot. And the other 2 alocasia are actually in my cabinet as well. We're gonna be putting them into a self-watering pot with PON, and these ones do use a wick. And I got new wicking cord. I don't remember which video it was, but one of you mentioned I should get some thinner wicking cord, so I ordered this. It is 1/8 inch, so it's pretty thin. So I'm gonna try this out with this and not the thick cord that it was coming with. And so I want to do my pink cuprea and put that one into PON. And then I also want to do the maharani albo that's in there and get that put into PON as well. I was going to let them chill in the stratum and get more rooted, but the only thing is, like, my cabinet dries so fast. I watered plants Saturday, like Saturday is my plant watering day and today is Wednesday, and I filled this up to like here, like pretty full, and you can see in just, today's Wednesday, yeah, like 4 days, it's completely empty. So it goes to show you how quickly my cabinet, well, obviously this one's taking up more water, but a lot of the plants in my cabinet dry super quickly because it is more ideal conditions. Even though it's more humid, it's so warm in my plant room, and there's a lot more light in my IKEA cabinet, so it dries so quickly. And then the corms are in the shop room, so I'll have to get those and pot those up with you after we're finished taking care of these. I'm gonna do the venom first and get you turned around here. All right, my head is gonna be cut off just so that you can see up close. Let me go ahead and take these mite bags off. It should be about time to order more soon. The last round of Californicus that I ordered did a really good job. I'm tempted to grow another venom mother plant. I was actually doing some alocasia research because I like to have a lot of mother plants. And I was reading like how often you should go corm digging, and you know, when you take corms from alocasias, you shouldn't take them that often, and sometimes you should give like a break to your alocasia mother plants and just let them rest. And so if I had another mother plant, I could take corms from that one and let this one rest. So honestly, I'm not really going to go digging for corms. If there's not like a juicy one that I see on the outside, then I'm just gonna leave it. Like I can see that there's one here that I can go ahead and remove because it's on the outside. And I do need to get this wick out of here too. It's like her root system has like grown into this. The root's like grown into this wick here. Okay, we're gonna have to rip this one, unfortunately. Okay, but look at that healthy root system. She is very happy down here, which I'm very excited to see. Yeah, she is a healthy plant. Yeah, that's the only corm that I really see on the outside. So I think I'm gonna let her be. I'm not gonna go digging around. I got one more to add, and then we will add some PON down into here. This here is all boiled. Well, I should say I rinsed it through with hydrogen peroxide to sanitize it. I didn't boil this one, but this is all like recycled PON in this container. Okay. I'm actually gonna sit her down a little bit lower. I added a little too much. Oh yes, and I want her to face, that's perfect. Okay, and then we are just going to backfill. It's a pretty like snug fit, but I feel like it's just a little bit more room for her, which I feel like she'll appreciate, and then not dry out as quickly. Ooh, I love her in this pot already. And I just realized I don't have any nutrients made up. I'm gonna have to make a jug real quick before I water her. Okay, move this. Okay, let me show you the side that I could see, because how freaking stunning, right? So this is the front, and then you can see that gorgeous leaf here. She is beautiful. Seriously, just one of the best alocasia. I swear, I love this plant so much. I'm going to quickly fill up a water jug with water and add silica, and while that's sitting for like 15 minutes, we'll go ahead and pot up the other two plants, and then we can come back and water them. Okay, water's sitting. Next up we have Maharani albo. This is the newest leaf in my care. It's so pretty. And so it's living in stratum. I got this plant, it's been over a month now, and you can actually see there's quite a bit of roots. It is completely dry, and again, I had watered this Saturday, so in 4 days it's completely dried out in my cabinet. The other three original leaves have held on pretty well. This one's doing a little bit of browning, so that one might be the first to go, but it's done really well since I've had it. I feel like it didn't have like a significant root system when I put it into stratum, like once I took it out of the soil, but it's definitely grown a ton of roots. So I feel like it makes me feel better to go ahead and transition it to PON, because it does have enough healthy like water roots from soil. And then the pot reservoir size is pretty small, so I'm not going to overwhelm it. I do really like these self-watering planters. It's just the only thing is the algae buildup from the light, but I'm not gonna lie, I pretty much clean these every week so that it stays clean. I'm pretty weird about that. Like if I have, like let me show you one down here. Like if they start to get algae like this, then I will wash it out, which is pretty much every week. Okay, so this wicking cord, have I used this yet? I think I may have. So I'm just going to cut a little bit here. That might be too long, but we'll see. Loosen her up a bit. Okay, compared to how I got her, I would say that's definitely a lot more roots that have grown in. I have a cup or a bowl, and I'm gonna dump some water in here so I can clean the stratum off the roots, because I like clean roots going into PON. And so I have a jug of water here. Now this is just my tap water, but what I've started doing lately is pH adjusting my tap water when I strictly flush now. I was doing some other research, and what I was reading is it like lessens potential shock. So if you normally adjust your pH in your nutrient mix and you're flushing with pH that's really off, you could potentially shock the roots because they're not used to that adjustment. So now I started adjusting my tap water, so when I'm rinsing alocasia roots and everything, it's not going to be like a huge adjustment for them. I'm just kind of rinsing that down here. I just try to get most of the stratum off. Sometimes it just stains the roots too, because stratum is darker, so I feel like sometimes the roots look a bit black. I was trying to see if any of these roots were going to shed off, because this did come from soil, so some of these might be old soil roots that have rotted. Okay, so there is our root system, pretty good. I'm really excited to grow her. I love my regular maharani. All right, we have our pot with our wick. probably have about halfway. And then I'm gonna fan the roots out over the PON, just so that it's not in one big clump. It's kind of like so. I think these are the perfect little pots to first pot like a small alocasia in. I had my venom in this pot and then I upsized it to the other one, and it's been in that other one ever since. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this one's probably, I think this one's actually the oldest one. That one might be going soon. Oh, but she is so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna sit her on the floor until we get our water, and then we'll go ahead and get the cuprea and do literally the same thing to that one. Okay, this one I've actually had longer than the maharani albo, and the newest leaf is pink, so I am really worried about the genetics on this one. And it's been in stratum, and you can see this one's clearly more hydrated, so this one isn't drinking the water nearly as much as the other one. So I'm not sure what's going on here with the roots. I feel like because it has been in here for a while, I'm gonna go ahead and get it transferred to PON and see how it does with that transition. So same thing, we'll cut some more wicking cord. Uh-oh, where'd the end of it go? Of course I lost the end of it. Like, where'd it go? Oh wait, here we go. Or this might be the other end of it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put some PON in here. Okay. Okay, dumping her out. Let's see what the base is doing with her. Not super impressed with the roots so far that I've gotten. Okay, let's rinse. This did come in soil as well, so some of these might be old soil roots here. So she's grown a lot of new water roots here up top. These are most of the old roots. But I think actually getting her into PON and then like getting her fed my nutrient mix will help her grow here. All right, fan the roots out. And we're gonna fill up. I have the corm just right at the surface. I try not to bury it too deep. growing a little lopsided. Hopefully we get some more green to come in on her. Okay, it's gonna go there. Okay, our water should be ready now. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that, add my nutrients. I'll check it with you really quick if you are curious in that. We'll water these and then we'll get to our corms. Okay, I have my nutrient mix. I know it doesn't look like there's anything in here, but there is. I guess it's just really bright in here. And then I thought it would be fun if we would test it, if you wanna know my numbers. I might need to clean this. I've been rinsing this with distilled. Looks a little dirty. Let me turn it on. I don't normally check my water that often much anymore because I know like how many drops. I usually have like little dropper bottles for my pH and down and stuff that I use, so I just add the drops in. Let me start this. So right now you can see the pH is reading 6.7. It really hasn't adjusted yet. So I'm gonna stick this in here and let it sit for a minute. It usually takes like a minute or so to adjust. I try to keep it around a 6.5 at the highest. Ideally like less than 6 or right around 6. So this is reading 6.14 for the pH right there. Oh, is it still adjusting? It might be still adjusting. 6.08, it's gone down a little bit more. My EC is around 1865. Oh, did you hear my arm crack? 1860. TDS is around 1.3. Salinity is okay, it's a little bit high, 0.9. Yeah, and that's it. I do need to rinse that off before I store that back away. So let's do my smaller ones first. What I'm going to do is rinse through with my pH adjusted water. So no fertilizer in this one. It's going to, let me see, let me move this and just going to rinse that through. I don't start off with a diluted fertilizer mix. I just go ahead with full strength when I am transitioning for the first time in PON. This PON is, since it's rinsed, it's a little bit of lechuza, old lechuza that I've had in my DIY. So there's no fertilizer in here. Every once in a while I'll see like an orange ball, but the lechuza is so old, I doubt that it's even viable anymore. So I want this plant to start getting nutrients right away. So my fresh nutrients, we're going to fill up our reservoir. Now I don't overdo it at first. Like that was too much. I really don't even like to leave a reservoir at all, but I'm worried like I don't want it to go completely dry. I added way too much. So there's like barely anything in here. Because this plant doesn't have a lot of roots yet, it's not going to wick up water as quickly, but I just don't want it to go completely dry. And since I rinsed the PON through, you know, it's going to stay moist for a few days, even if this is dry. It'll turn extremely light in color and very light once it goes completely dry. But yeah, I just leave a little bit in there and she'll go back in my cabinet. So that is her. Same thing with cuprea. Plain water first. And then a little bit in our reservoir. Because this will continue to drip a little bit, so it's going to fill this up some. Okay, that one is all done. Now we got Big Girl. And I can't like pull her up, you know, to lift the reservoir because she's not rooted enough into the new pot yet. So one of you guys told me a while ago, like a long time in a video, to take the meter out if you can't like lift it, and then stick your finger where the meter is and pull the pot right out. It never like dawned on me to do that, and now I do it all the time. So I'll put her here. Same thing, I'm going to rinse. And I feel like I rinsed her not too long ago, so I feel like she's fine. And then I will fill her up a little bit more just because she does have a pretty well-established root system. So I have like, it's hard to see that much water. I'll see what the meter reads. Back in there. Shoot, that's the front, like that. And yeah, it's pretty much on min, but I'll be able to like lift her out. And then I'm watering my plant room again Saturday in a few days, so I'll check on her then. Oh, so incredibly gorgeous. I just can't with this plant. I just can't. She's so pretty. I'm gonna get Miss Venom put back in my cabinet. Another look at her. Okay. I was worried she might be a little too close to the grow light, but it'll be good. She'll be able to stay in here for a bit. I kind of want to give my Millsbo a makeover. It's been the same setup since I got it 4 years ago. I kind of want to do just 2 shelves so that I have a taller space for some of these taller plants, and maybe get like a couple corner shelves. I might redo this, but I figured I could give you the measurement of the light that it's currently getting. So from her top leaf, I am very curious if my T8s in here are going bad, because I feel like they're not as bright as they used to be. I remember back when I first set this up, I used to get around 2,000 foot candles, and now I'm only reading like 1,200, which is, yeah, that's not even 15. So I feel like it's not as much light as it used to be, so I'm wondering if I should replace these. I mean, the plants that are up here are still growing pretty well, so maybe it's not like anything I need to change out right now, but it's something that I've noticed. I have 2 of the T8s from Burina up top, and then on the lower shelves I just have 1. So let's see what the 2 alocasias I just potted up, let's see what the light level is that they're getting. It's about the same. I feel like because they are up closer, so I think if it's closer to 2,000, it's about, what, 30 ppfd, and around 1,200 is probably a little over 15. Yeah, it's about 1,200 or so, 1,300. I guess it really depends on, this top one that's like super close is getting more like 1,700, 1,800 on this bottom light, but it's like inches from it. So definitely something to consider. Most of the lights that are in here are older grow lights, older Burinas, minus some of the, like the tower lights I got like within the last couple of years. So it is interesting to notice a slight change. All right, we're gonna switch it up quickly, grab the corms that I need to do, and we'll quickly plant those. I have 4 corms, 2 Venom and 2 Regal Shields, the albo that have sprouted in stratum, so I'd like to go ahead and get those potted into my tree fern mix, and then we'll plant our new venom corm and we'll get finished up. Okay, we are set up now for the next little project. Let me show you the corms. So this is our new venom that we're going to plant really quick, but before we do that, let me show you these. They're so cute. I love, like, my favorite is seeing their first leaves for the first time. I just think I love all my alocasia babies. So I have 2 venom here that just sprouted. They're their first little leaves. I'm gonna pluck those out. And then we have 2 albo regal shields. This one came in with an all green leaf. So hopefully the next one has color, but this one has a really good color, that one there. So we're gonna pluck those 2 and those 2 out. And I still have 2 more venom. This one's probably gonna sprout soon, as well as that one. And I have one other corm in here, which I think is a poly, a pink poly maybe. Sometimes I get so bad at labeling my corms that I need to do better about it because I don't want to get any mixed up. I have done that before. So yeah, we're going to avoid that this time. I have these on a heating mat, so it definitely helps with sprouting. You want their root system to be pretty warm, like over 80 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, and let me take this away. So for our new little venom corm, what I'm actually going to do is just use one of these little, well, actually I'm gonna put it in one that I take out. That way the tag will still be there. Okay, so this is fresh, clean water here that was in that jug. And I have 4 containers. And I'm just gonna write on here what the plant is, but I will put over it with a sticker once I go to label these. So I'm just gonna write, Alocasia Venom. Alocasia Venom. Oops. Alocasia RS albo. Alocasia RS albo. And this is my propagation mix that I use. It's very nice and fluffy. Although I had to use some chunkier charcoal, which if it's too chunky, I'm just leaving in here, but it's nice and fluffy. I added some cocoa coir to it. Probably, it's been a couple months now since I made the switch to adding cocoa coir, but it's perfect for alocasias. It's mostly tree fern and perlite, cocoa coir, some charcoal, and bark. I have some bark pieces. Which one's first? We are gonna do one of the Regal Shield albos. So we're gonna pluck him out. Nice little root system already. We're gonna clean the stratum off. I usually take them out once they've sprouted a leaf, especially if they get too tall for the container with the lid on. Sometimes I let them stay in there with 2 leaves, and sometimes I get, like, if I'm really behind, they stay in there a lot longer than they should. But I really am trying to be better about taking them out once they've sprouted so they can actually start getting some good nutrients and everything. It'll help them grow better. And because they've been under high humidity, I do provide them with some higher humidity. And then I will acclimate them to more like ambient conditions. So some soil on the bottom, plop, and fill up. Yeah, this mix is like perfect, I would say, for alocasia or even begonia and Maranta, plants that like a little bit more moisture retention. But honestly, it really is dependent on your specific conditions because, you know, I still have plants that dry in this mix pretty quickly just because it is so hot where I'm at and in these rooms with all these grow lights. So it's just about like experimenting, you know, make a mix up, see how it dries out, see how your plants respond in it. If you feel like you need to make it more airy, definitely make it more airy, add more bark and perlite. And then if you need more moisture retention, you can add more core or even add some vermiculite. Okay, that's our first little cutie. Him there. Do our other albo regal shield. Oh, this one's gonna be so cute. I mean, look at that leaf. It's so cute. I can tell I've been in this room a while because I'm really starting to get hot. It's heading towards early afternoon. I think it's just after 12:30, so it's definitely getting warm in here. I can tell too, so I have some sun catcher thing on my plant room window in here. And normally over the summer, I don't really see rainbows because the sun isn't low enough for the light to reflect for me to get the rainbows. But lately I started seeing some rainbows over here by the door, which means the sun is starting to get lower in the sky, which means the season is starting to change. So over winter, I get the most beautiful rainbows in here. I like when the sun's a bit lower too, because more light comes in through my plant room windows, which is nice. Especially over winter, I feel like my plants will appreciate the extra light coming in. Cute little cutie, and then we'll do our venom. So he's definitely going to have to grow. You can tell that corm was tiny. So that's probably why it took him so long to sprout. But he won't be ready until he starts rooting and growing. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, he's got another, this corm is even smaller, holy moly. He's a baby corm, no wonder he had such a long time to sprout. Look how little that corm is. I think a couple of these corms came off too soon, like when I was checking. He's gonna need some time for sure. He's a little thing. Okay, since I dirtied these pots all up, what I'm gonna do is rinse these under some water just to clean them, and then we'll get them put into high humidity. And what'd I do with that corm? Uh-oh. Oh no, where's the corm? Did I lose the corm? Okay, where the heck did the corm go? It's like, did it fall into, oh, here it goes. I was like, where's the corm? This doesn't really have a shell, so I'm not going to peel it. And so where the venom spots were, I'm just going to go ahead and just pluck him down in there. Like so. And that's still pretty moist, so I'm not going to add any more water. But yeah, you can see how much bigger that corm is that we just took off. It's definitely the result of my venom, it growing more on the plant. Okay, that's gonna go back on the heating mat. I'll rinse these, and then I am gonna water through, I'm gonna rinse them with my non-nutrient water, and then I'll add a little bit of nutrients because the propagation mix doesn't have any nutrients and I want them to start uptaking some of that. Coming in here real quick to put the alocasias that we just potted up in here. I have a container that's like this that I can close and it holds more humidity, and so I potted these up recently and they're still kind of getting some good humidity. I have several of these Yucatan Princess Variegateds. I have her. So I'm going to go ahead and slide these in here. Just like so. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. It's fun tackling some of these projects. Did the light just flash? I feel like the light just flashed. I don't know if it did or not, but I had a lot of fun. Thank you again for joining me today. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I will talk to you again soon.